This is Justin AMZN on Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. Take a look at the 5 minute. And today was basically a repeat of yesterday. We had a morning rally and a sideways afternoon. Slight pullback sideways afternoon, just like yesterday. We did start out with pretty much a half-hour pullback because we just gapped up. I mean, we gapped up nicely, but I mean, it just had room to pull back into our pivots. A really nice hammer down here, and then just started to skyrocket. 5 bullish candles in a row. Makes sense. We're going to pull back, pulls right back into 1747, and off it goes. Almost made it up to our pivot way up here at 1863.84. Not quite, though. I mean, but can you believe it? We were all the way down in low 1600s yesterday, and we're already back up around 1850 today. That has me really concerned. It's an overreaction. It's too far, too fast kind of thing. It's a huge retracement. I hope you took some opportunities to lock in some gains from being down in this lower channel. If it goes higher, great. Play it with smaller size and look to get out as it continues up. If it continues up, I'm more concerned that we have further to fall. This is not over, and we should be making a lower low, at least retest this low over the next couple days, if not tomorrow, and into the rest of the month. I mean, we've got expiration, monthly expiration coming up. I think that's what this line is here. Yeah, monthly expiration on Friday. If we're back down here, if we've taken out this low already, I mean, March just looks awful and hugely bearish. But anyway, back to the 5 minute. There were some opportunities to, again, buy calls on any of these retracements, on any of these pullbacks into pivots, and then sell them as they ran up. One of the really nice ones we looked at yesterday was 1950. Put in a really nice base between like 3 and 2. Really, you could have been buying at like 2. And again here, about 2. 252 buying there, and a stop, $1 below, and it just ran. I mean, it nearly made a 10x going from 2 to 20, almost, not quite. Actually, yeah, from the low here of 189, it went up to 19. So that is a 10x from the low to high. Obviously, you're not going to buy the low, you're not going to sell the high. That just doesn't happen. But let's say you got in at 250. Let's say you even got in at 3 and you sold at like 13, on its way, skyrocketing. I mean, this would have been tough to sell the high because it went up so fast, came back down from there so fast. So 13 is reasonable. You had 15 minutes to get out around 13, well, actually, maybe 16 minutes to get out of there at that price. But I mean, even if you got out at 8 or 9 or 10, it's still a nice gain from 2 or 3 or 2.5 or whatever. Multiple R's. On the put side, we're further away, and the 1550 really had a nice base about 4, and then again here about 4. And that really had a nice run up to, 6 to give you 2R, or even 7 to give you 3R. And this weird kind of gap down here, but this was 1230 to 1240. There was just no volume in here. And from 1230 to 1240, let's see, that was like this, like nothing happened. So I don't know why that dropped in value so much, other than just premium getting sucked out at certain times of the day. And I've seen that sometimes. You can kind of see it on the chart, or see it if you're watching the option price, the bid and the ask as it's moving, rather than watching the actual contract prices. So yeah, I don't really have an answer for why this gapped so much during the day here, but it did put in a nice base and then really recovered as things just pulled back and went sideways. There was still bearish money to be made here. With, I'm talking 1550. I mean, we're still ways out of the money there. Maybe 1550 again will be down this low. So we were up higher because we were lower on Monday, and we're down a little lower Tuesday. And let's say we go up a little bit more tomorrow. I don't know if we will, but look for this 1550 to pull back maybe to like 2. The move that it made here, it went from 11 down to like 9 or so at the open, from a low to this low, and then came all the way down this far. I mean, it's possible this could be down to 2 or even 1, if we get a little bit more bullishness, and that can be a nice absolute zero if it came down all the way to 1, or it could be a really nice setup if you got in at 2 with a stop at 1. Could be some range. Now, again, it's you clicking the buttons to make the trade. But if we do get a rollover, I mean, it could easily go from 1 to 10 as it starts rolling and moving that direction this week. I'd be very careful watching it into Friday if you're still in that, but it could be a nice little swing setup. Anticipating rollover this week. Not at all guaranteed. I mean, nothing would surprise me at this point. Like, we could really rally and get all the way back up here at like 1950 and get to the top edge of this channel here. I don't really expect that to happen. I think that'd be way too far too fast. But it would be somewhat reminiscent of this back here, where we pulled back from the all-time high and we made these lows, and then we had this kind of crazy rally and a rest. I was talking about a rest like this, right below the upper edge of the channel. And we basically, oops, don't move. Hang on. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. There we go. I feel like we did all of this. No, like we did this in one day, where we moved, so quickly. So like, picture what I've got highlighted here. It starts, mid to high on this lower channel, has a retest, breaks out and pulls back, and ends above this edge of this channel. So kind of look at that over here. We opened a little higher than that. We would have been opening like here, but, ran up, pulled back, moved up, and then closed above. I see that in this candle. I mean, you don't necessarily see it here because it didn't actually immediately move up. I guess from here it moved up. Or no, not from here. Wow, it actually printed some 18s pre-market. That's crazy that it opened up there and then was down here. I don't know what that is. It's really crazy that there would be anything being bought or sold up here, and that would have actually gone through. I don't know. Maybe it's bad prints. I have no idea. Anyway, if you count from down here, sure, it went up there and then pulled back here and then ran up a lot here and then pulled back here to close, getting a close about, right in this area, above this line. So it just would have been more fitting if we were at this pivot, 1747, then ran up to, or then closed at like 1815. But it's pretty close. I mean, it's not going to be exact, not going to be the same thing. But if we did all that in one candle, did you see what comes next? If we did all the way to there in one candle, then we're going to get a gap down and continue back down and make a new low. And if we do all of this, let's say we even do this in 2 days, let alone one day, then we'll be back below the 16, what was it, 1626 was the low, somewhere in there on the pre-market. What was the pre-market? 1625.32. If we're back down there in 2 days, I mean, like, look for more people to be trapped going bearish down there, and look for some bullish entries down there again. But I mean, I keep saying we could go much further. We could go much further lower. If we get a solid close below this channel, and below this candle, look out below. So yeah, some bullish trades, some bearish trades, and again, hope you took an opportunity to get out of anything that you were holding bullish from any of this. Today was a really good day to get out of some positions. Huge range in the day. Yesterday's range was 133. Today's range was 168. And we're back. I mean, we're back up at some of these levels where we were gapping down unexpectedly. So, I mean, this candle was a really nice hammer. We should have stayed above that. Should have continued. Nope. Bearish gap and go. And we gapped and opened here. Look at this. The open price was 1857.85. The high today was 1857.78. It's like a quarter apart. No, Did I say 70, 78 and 85? Okay. 7 cents. The open here was 7 cents away from today's high. It makes sense that we would just kind of stop right there. That's a really nice bearish gap and go. This feels like a retest of this really bearish gap. And I mean, it's really close to this high, which this was a huge gap and go. And we took this low out already with this candle. So, I mean, there's a lot of bearishness here. And if people are buying this, do it cautiously. If we run up and make new all-time highs, great. That'd be amazing. I'm not really buying it this time. Hope this helps. This is Just AMZN. Thanks.